Hello, hello, September 2022 of our New York City Wrestling series. Recently within the series, we made some big changes with eliminating the size impact as well as grew our roster substantially and brought in Jack Bruce, aka the Cheat Code. That said, looking at our last show, we saw Austin Smooth finally end rivalry with Riley McManus, Supermassive Destroyer, and his beef with Father Cobra and the original Center and Hell's Bouncer, who are also continuing their tag reign. We saw debuting Diva Arnold, and we saw Mutant continue his path of dominance. This show is pretty good from start to finish. We have storylines all the way through of our 16 overall angles and matches. And we start off the show pretty hot. I don't say pretty hot actually. I'm sorry. Um, decent mid card action and Bull Wrecker defeating Brutus Milano, and this will prompt development with Brutus Milano, as well as give Bull Wrecker a win after losing to Mutant. Um, we had Primetime Jack Pride cut a continuous promo, who's interrupted by Hawkeye Calhoun, who defeated Primetime Jack Pride last month. Just like, shutting him up, so to speak, and kind of going over that, and getting these two on the card, as well as giving them something to do, and kind of continuing where last month they had a match, and Primetime still just running his mouth. We had Brutus Milano ditching cheerleader Nikki for Duke Hazard, so he's going to try out a new manager at Duke Hazard, who recently dropped, what's his name, Texas Hangman, who signed away, so he picks up Brutus Milano. We had Fuyoka defeat Ruby Reese to make defense number 8 of her New York City Wrestling Women's Championship. And a solid matchup, like every Fuyoka matchup. Really good performance, and we need to get her competition that fits her standard. Mutant picks up another win via the Tina Turner, this time over White Horse Whitaker, who is dangerously close with the momentum to being cut. And I really don't want to cut them, but if I have to, I have to. Following that, we go straight into Supermassive Destroyer, defeating Tex Hagen with the choke bomb. And then post match, he kind of just continues, like maybe hits like another choke bomb as just like a button on it, kind of putting across, this is what it is, and things like that. This is really just to kind of get across that, okay, Mutant, Monster, Supermassive Destroyer, Monster. I don't plan on having them fight soon, but we're obviously building kind of towards it. Then we had Lucas Acrimony challenging Mutant backstage and kind of confront him, and Mutant kind of beats him up. Again, just getting over Mutant is like the asshole monster, and Supermassive Destroyer is as well, and kind of just setting that up for now next month. We're going to have Lucas Acrimony versus Mutant 2. We have women's tag team action with Queen Amazon and Zuria Savard losing to Joanna Silver and Joy Ryder when we had Joanna Silver pinning Queen Amazon with the Timber Shiver. Uh, I mean, when we have Fuyoka who's putting up like an average of 51, 45, like, of like, um, rankings and match performance rating, I think that comes that our women's roster need, to kind of grow with Fuyoka, so we're not just a one-woman show. Following that, we had Malachi Milk defeating Ozzy Goldstein with Hawaiian Hammer. Now, if you remember, Malachi Milk picked up a big win over, I think it was Texas Hangman, but a debuting Jerry Martin attacked him. Jerry Martin defeated Malachi Milk. Now, Malachi Milk defeats Ozzy Goldstein, who is now leaving the company. But to kind of write him off, we have Jerry Martin showing up in a straitjacket, and he still somehow gets the better hand of Ozzy Goldstein in the attack. Um, I like to think with the straitjacket is able to like find a way to like choke Ozzy Goldstein out, or maybe even hit a DDT or something like that. Just kind of get across that Jerry Martin is a straight up maniac. And when it comes to Ozzy Goldstein, this is him leaving our company and being written off. Following that, we had Honest Frank patronizing Mass Stranger and Mass Mauler and challenges them next week to a tag team match versus a tag team of his choice. The point of this is really just to, you know, give everybody something to do and to kind of start that, okay, Honest Frank, backstage interviewer slash manager, and kind of get that point across, as well as introduce that Mass Stranger and Mass Mauler have background together, um, even though they're not the best tag team, that, they have a quote unquote friendship. Following that, we have Original Sinner and Hell's Bouncer defeating the Watchdogs to make defense number 3 of their New York City Wrestling title. Um, Post match, we have Father Cobra going over his whole spiel against the Watchdogs, and Diva Arnold makes the save of the Watchdogs, and this is like his official introduction to part of the Watchdogs tag team, where they're now going to be a trio. And Father Cobra, um, who's a House Bouncer and Original Sinner, obviously have their three on three next our next month effectively. Can't forget their trio as well is what I was looking for. We had Sodomia whining backstage saying Jack Bruce was holding him back, you know, effectively stuff like that, kind of getting across that he's been kissing up to Jack Bruce and it hasn't been working. Ryan McMahon steps up to him and like tells him like shut the hell up. Um, and it's really just to start beef between these two to create a feud. So effectively, Sadamiya feels entitled that he's New York City Wrestling's biggest star, Ryan McManus. Is obviously frustrated because he lost his title, lost his valet. Now he has to hear Sadamiya, and he's not having a match tonight. He just wants to take his frustration out on Sadamiya. Then, in our main event, we have Austin Smooth defeating LA Star number 1 via the Smooth Hold. Now the thing with this is next month we're gonna have LA Star number 2 face Austin Smooth, and LA Star number 2 is the one with a little more star quality, a little bit better. It's to get really good matches, and honestly, still have yet to find a New York City Wrestling original. Well, not even original, like a non-TCW, SWF, USPW star to have a 60 plus rating, but not including Jack Smooth or Jack Bruce in the show. Really good show from start to bottom in a sense of legit every match or every angle had a meaning, and the rating 55 is now. Let's see here. We're gonna shout out Austin Smooth, and then probably LA Star number 1. Um, Let me see here. And honestly, that's really it. Yeah, we'll just leave it those two. Um, when it comes to next month and the months after, I'm thinking, LA Star number 2 versus Austin Smooth. Just dreading if Austin Smooth gets signed away. But I mean, there's, obviously I have people in the wings. Like I have Kip Keenan with the roster I have now. I have people who can step up. I have Mutant. Part of the reason I don't want to just like straight up push Mutant to the moon is because I think he'll get signed away, and I like the streak storytelling of the long term. Well, even though Supermassive Destroyer has been very protected within the company, I think it makes sense that, maybe that's a long-term feud. I know I'm saying long-term, but it very well could be. Let's see here. So with that, we got new goals. Melvin Otto was unemployed, and he's like a call leader. I thought there was potential in bringing him in, but he just got signed by GSW. Hawkeye Calhoun thinks Jonah Silver's money. Davis Wayne Newton left New York City Wrestling because his CWA contract was written, so we didn't get a chance to leverage his popularity that we built up to put over. It was going to be Mutant, but it is what it is. 40,000 viewers, I think that's our new record, and we got some new goals, so let's look at that, look over everything, and then we'll be on our way. New goals, enter goals. Must not fall below small size at any point, shouldn't be a problem. Cannot fall into debt, shouldn't be a problem. And any of these shouldn't be a problem. I think this is new, the MMA crossover style. Uh, that said, our popularity did go up a point, so I'm pretty happy with that. As you can see here, it's like been stagnant, like 4, 3, and to go up 1. I'm hoping not every show we're gonna go up as a popularity point, but I want to get to that point of like we're making improvement. Uh, that said, we are nowhere near where we need to be long term. Because I mean, you have the monsters up here who are killing it. Titan and Shark being that high is very impressive. And Jack Bruce obviously won't count. Um, don't want him to count when we get there. That said, uh, game world checkup real quick. It's rising. When it comes to the company, I'm still hesitant to hurry up and just put in a bunch of what's it called? Like, I don't want to have week to week storytelling. Um, Not yet. I don't think we're there yet, and I don't think the game world's there yet. Once the game world gets hot, we'll start implementing more shows. So maybe 6 months from now, in game is when it'll make sense. But that said, um, pretty good show, and let's check our top 100. Just because I don't think any of our originals. So okay, Mr. Amazing, Kurt, Mr. Amazing, Greg Black. The top rated match we had is, well, it's honestly Austin Smooth and LA Star and Ryan McMahon Sodomia. We're gonna get next month Austin Smooth and LA Star number two. I don't know, LA Star number one's a little one who's a little bit better, I think. Um, Pretty close. Uh, but next show they're gonna have a 60 plus rating. I'm calling the shot now. And once we get across that, everything else will follow from there. But we got to debut Kip Keenan pretty soon. And with Ozzy Goldstein gone, we got another lot weight space to fill in. Let me make sure I put Ozzy within the blacklist. Just because you never know. Alright, let me make sure and add them. So we have another spot to fill in with the lightweights to fit that second point in regards to our company. Let's go ahead here. See if I have any bookmarked. Let's go lightweight. Um, so we got Brett Kyle, Onslaught, Taylor Norton, Tyrone Gray, Xavier Reckless. Um, so with that, what's called Young and Wasted, Brett Kyle and Taylor Norton are obviously one act. They're gonna end up joining our company if no one signs them. I just don't want to be in a hurry to sign them because they're obviously tag team is something that's important to me. So with that, obviously, um, Onslaught maybe if I can talk him into increasing his size too. Um, Maybe Tyrone Gray, same thing. Because again, just like an in-ring guy and not special. So right now Xavier is the leading candidate because he can actually run angles and things like that. He's already ready-made with a little bit of popularity and probably the best overall in the ring. Um, so I'm thinking Xavier is our next contender for joining the company and filling out that lightweight restriction. But let's see here. Lucas Acrimony. Yeah, that's it. That's it for our show. Let me know what you guys are thinking so far. If anything else, if there's something I haven't shown in a while and you want to see, let me know. But I think I'm doing a pretty decent job updating the game world and all that. But thank you for watching. Talk to you next time.